What's up, everybody? How you doing today? This nice, Thursday, May 27th, according to this computer that I'm going to take its word for. Got a lot of stuff to talk about, including some things that were literally just announced yesterday and this morning. Less than 2 hours ago, actually. So, we're going to jump right into things. Welcome to Brad's Bad Show About Games. My name is Brad, and I am not the writer of that CW live-action Powerpuff Girls pilot, because, oh boy, what a mess that was. If you missed out on that whole thing, that was going around Twitter, and people thought it was fake. I mean, I'm not even really sure if it is fake or not, but whoever posted it got a copyright notice, and they had to take it down, or Twitter forcibly took it down. So that seems to suggest that it was a real script. And if it was, then I need to get back into writing my stories, because I think even the worst piece of crap that I've ever written was better than that script. But that's another topic for another day. Let's jump right into things with a lot of Fortnite stuff to talk about, including this right here, Deathstroke. Officially coming. There's actually a tournament today. You can get them early. Now, I'll jump in long enough to get this spray. I mean, I'm typically not one to care about the sprays and the little banners or whatever it is that you get for characters sometimes. And excuse me as I open this drink. I'm thirsty. I would tell you which drink it was, but I don't get paid to do that. I'm just kidding. If you know me, it's a Coca-Cola. I love Coca-Cola. But anyway. Anywho, the only thing I haven't, people are making fun of the Deathstroke skin because of the nose on the mask, and it does look a little wonky. It just does. Like, the mask is way more detailed. Like, I don't know why did they make his nose so pronounced in it. Like, it's just, like, I think it would look 100 times better without the nose. But it's not terrible. Or if they could have just, like, made it not as detailed. Maybe, I don't know. Because it looks like that mask's literally just, I don't know. It's just something about it. But hey, you know, just like the other skins, though, it will be a bundle, so you'll get stuff. That'll be next week. You can get a whole Deathstroke thing. This will be Deathstroke's first time being in the game, like we said before. All of the other Batman characters are already in the game in some way or fashion. Batman, Catwoman, and Harley. So this will be Deathstroke's, first time on the island. I am curious as to how the story will play out, because there apparently is some more stuff coming out about that, especially tied to the Batman Fortnite comics. For some spoilery stuff, apparently, according to what I read online, so take it with a grain of salt, but apparently the IO guards, which are, by the way, also are starting to be hinted at again in the game, from this week's challenges, some of the foreshadowing challenges, apparently an IO helicopter was shot down. We'll get more into that a little bit more, but the IO is a big part of the Batman comic, or will be, and apparently the IO guards are all Jonesy snapshots that were sent into the loop to sort of be just zombie-brained defenders of the IO. They're just there to, I guess the implication seems to be that they're just there to fight. And to try to keep people from leaving the loop. But they're all Jonesy snapshots. So that's interesting to me that all of those guards would be that. It's sort of the same. It seems like it's sort of inspired by the idea of the clones from Star Wars. And we know Donald Mustard takes inspiration from all over the place. So that would make a lot of sense if that was the original inspiration and the idea of the snapshots, Again, I expect Jonesy to show up, Agent Jones to show up, and possibly have Batman have been tied somehow to either the previous season or this current season, although I'm not sure how that will work because the comic story is going to run into season 7, and season 7 is less than 2 weeks away. So the timeline's kind of weird because people pointed out that in the comic book, it looks like time is passing by very quickly, or because the Coliseum from season 5 was spotted in the most recent chapter or issue, in issues 3 with the Batman Snake Eyes fight. You could see that Coliseum there that was out in the desert. So I don't know if like time is going to just keep marching forward, although with Batman out of the loop, time should be I don't know how that will affect, how does that affect Batman? He's not in the loop anymore. He's still on the island, but he's not in the loop. Or he's out of the loop, I mean. So if he's on the island and the island resets again, does that mean that he will have his memories wiped? Or will that happen? Or will he retain them this time, even though, because like that's the weird part about the island that I don't really understand. And maybe being in the loop is like a false version of the real island. Like the real island is where you find everything. The loop is where you get stuck. And I don't know. There's something about it though. Like going into the loop will create snapshots apparently. So I'm just curious as to how all that will work. And apparently, I think that's how the story works. If you're thrown into the loop, a snapshot of you will be created. So I don't know. It's interesting to think about. But moving on. We had the final loading screen for all the bonuses for the crew pack this month. Every Tuesday, we got a new loading screen. There was definitely a little story being told with Cuddle Team Leader. So the final one here shows, again, there's Agent Jones here. There's the chicken guy there from the Battle Pass as well. The ninja guy from the previous Battle Pass, this Red Knight there. And then it looks like maybe Jules, I think. I'm not sure who that is on the far bottom right. The way I've got this image clipped, it cuts off most of their face, so you really can't see who it is. But I'm guessing this is going to be a tease. This whole month has been a tease for this new character. And I don't mind stuff like this. Like I said, more free stuff, and the free stuff we're getting is actually telling a story. So I think this is going to be the crew pack. I think this is why, even though we'll be getting the next crew pack in the next 4 days, they still haven't announced what it is. I think it's because it's going to be this weird mecha futuristic Cuddle Team Leader. That's what it seems like it's going to be. Now, some people, I thought maybe it was a tease for season 7. I think that but I think that going, I think that maybe was a little bit too much, because this is, these rewards here are specifically for the crew if you have the crew subscription. So it would make more sense that it would be a tease for the next crew pack. Now I wonder if they're going to start doing this again, or if for these skins that are tied to existing characters instead of original ones. But or like at least long time. Like if the next crew skin is like a unique version of Peely, will we get another comic book / loading screen type deal for that? I do hope that we'll get more like a Peely of some kind as a crew pack, because the only Peely skin I have at the moment is the Agent Peely one from the Battle Pass, my first Battle Pass. It sucks that I can't get the original Peely. I would like to have that one. I know there's like a robot version of him. There's a summer version of him without his peel, but he's wearing swim trunks and shades and like a straw hat. And then there's the scary Halloween version of him where he's half skeleton. So I would like to get as many of the Peelys as I can. But hopefully we'll get a crew Peely variant at some point. But anyway, if this is the crew skin, it looks really good. It would be nice. It'll be nice to have the Cuddle Team Leader of some sort. But the bigger story here in this crew pack is that if you look between Jones and the ninja guy, you can see a silhouette of a skin, and there's another one on the other side, but this one is the most obvious one. That's Loki. That's definitely Loki. So people are suspecting that he will be in the battle pass for the next season, and that this is the first little early tease of him, and that the other character could possibly be the Ragnarok version of Thor. Now, personally, I'm not really all excited about having another Thor version come into the game. I'm just not. I know the version of Thor we got from season 4 was not the iconic Thor version. It was one of the more recent iterations of him, and that was fine and dandy. I think it looks cool. Wasn't what I was expecting, but I came to like, you know what, this isn't a bad skin at all. But Loki isn't in the game yet, so that'll be interesting to see how he looks. Apparently, there's some timing lining up thing that's going on with some sort of Loki themed show that's going to air the day after season 7 is supposed to start or something. So I don't know. Could just be a coincidence, but that's interesting. Next up, season 7 teasers, since we've been talking about that, have started to show up, and apparently they're going to be aliens. So that's going to be interesting. The story seems to suggest from some audio files that the leakers found that the story will be that there has been an alien hiding on the island for years that they've been trying to find. And somehow, like, this is also tied to the IO in some way. Maybe they were, maybe that this was a secret investigation that they've been looking for. It sounds more like a side quest to me, honestly, like some sort of or side story, where, you know, the IO's control of the 0 point is the main story, because the 0 point is like the whole. It seems like it's the nexus of where everything starts. Donald Mustard changed his location on Twitter, as he likes to do whenever something new is about to be revealed, to Reality Zero, which I think suggests that the Fortnite Island is the center of all existence. That is where all realities stem from, and that is why every reality under the sun can come and go from there, or people from these different realities can show up there. It's because this is the I don't know what you call it. There was a DC movie where they called it Earth Prime. Owlman tracked down Earth Prime out of all of these multiple realities, and he said, you know, if we destroy the original Earth, the one where all of these timelines and stuff originated, then it should cause a chain reaction that will completely destroy all reality within itself. So that's an interesting thing. It would destroy the past, the present, and the future. It would destroy existence itself. So I think that might be sort of what they're going for there, because that we've already, with the Galactus thing, where Galactus was trying to eat and consume all of the 0 point, and if that had happened, Iron Man said that reality would have collapsed. So I think the 0 point obviously seems to be the source of energy for all existence. Sort of like, think like the Big Bang, where there was like where it's one singular force of energy, but in this case, and then it exploded and created everything. But in this case, the Big Bang is condensed into the 0 point, and it's like a battery. It fuels all of creation, and it's a constant, apparently infinite source of energy. But it's like the universe's DNA, or the multiverse's DNA. Maybe that's a good way to put it. But anyway, aliens. Apparently, also word is there will be no big event to end the season with. There may be one to open it up with, but aliens will start apparently showing up right at the end of the season, and then I guess they will be a constant in the next season. So that will be interesting to see how that affects the gameplay, because apparently they can abduct you. So I guess that's something we'll find out in 2 weeks, or maybe next week. Just have to wait and see. Today, of course, I said this 27th. We had a big thing right though last night for a Dragon Quest sort of deal, and I forgot to change the size of this thing so that it could look cooler. So let me do that real quick. See a little bit more of it. So some announcements for Dragon Quest got announced, including this image here, a remake of Dragon Quest 3, made in the style of like Octopath Traveler, where the world will be 3D, but all the game sprites will be 2D sprites. And that's interesting. Like it and it's a good call in my opinion because it allows the game to look new, but also retain that retro feel with the pixel art. So good call there. They also announced Dragon Quest 12. I think it's called Flames of Fate or something like that. And I think the directors said that they want to take the series in a more serious direction with this one. And in my opinion, I don't know why you would want to do that, because I think Dragon Quest is fine the way it is. And people are like, okay, well, what are you talking about? They're like, I guess it seems to me like the idea behind that, or at least from what I've read, is the idea that people believe is that they saw how popular Final Fantasy VII Remake was, and they're like, well, why don't we just make this more like Final Fantasy because people like that. But people like this too. I mean, from what I understand, Dragon Quest XI was very popular. Dragon Quest VIII was very popular. I'm kind of bummed out that they didn't throw Dragon Quest VIII a bone. But that could always happen at E3 with the Nintendo thing, since that could be something specifically for the Switch that the Switch gets, on its own. Because, I don't believe Dragon Quest VIII... I think Dragon Quest VIII only showed up on the PS2 and the 3DS. So it's very strange, to think about it that way. That it was originally a PS2 game, and it was originally PS2 exclusive, and then later it was a 3DS game. So, like I said, I hope that they'll throw Dragon Quest VIII a bone here in some way. But there were some other things I think announced. I think something to do with Dragon Quest 1 and 2. Maybe they're getting remade too. But that's just something to be fun about. I would love to play this game. Speaking of Octopath, I do need to start a playthrough of that game at some point for my channel. But I'll get to that eventually. The big Sonic Central event happened. This was, I missed the first little part of it, but overall, like, Sonic Colors Ultimate is getting made. So they're remaking Sonic Colors and adding some content to it. It comes out, I think, later this year, I guess. Can't remember the date. But they're also adding some content to, like, Sonic Forces. Like, the Werehog is coming to Sonic Forces. I don't know what that means or how that's going to work. But, which I haven't played a lot of the more modern Sonic games, although I would like to. Sonic Mania is heading to, I think, PlayStation. Sonic Mania, Sonic Team Racing, and Sonic Forces. I think those were the three that they were like trying to get out there. A new classic Sonic collection apparently is coming that has like the first 3 or 4 Sonic games on it. The interesting thing in that part of the presentation was that Sonic 1 looked like it was in widescreen, but Sonic and Knuckles, or Sonic 3 and Knuckles, or whichever ones it was, were not in widescreen. So that's weird. It's weird that the older game would have widescreen, a widescreen option, but the newer one wouldn't. Maybe a rights deal, maybe some sort of limitation to what they can do with those particular games. It just seems weird. A lot of talk about cartoons. Some new Sonic Colors cartoon series or shorts are coming to celebrate the remake of that game. The Netflix Sonic crew there, they had Man of Action on to talk about, what's it called? Sonic Prime. So who knows what that's going to end up like. Roger Craig Smith, of course, there to celebrate, I guess. Not specifically celebrate it, but I mean, he sort of was there for that he is going to be back as Sonic the Hedgehog. Remember earlier, people were very upset that Roger had basically announced that he would no longer be providing the voice of Sonic. But he will, but apparently they've decided to go back on that, and he will be sticking around. And I don't know if this is like a particular thing like a very specific thing to note, but he is the voice of Sonic for the games. Now maybe they have a different Sonic for some of these cartoons, so that they can have multiple Sonic VAs for different projects. Could be. I think that gets a little confusing when you're jumping back and forth between like two different cartoons that are going to be running. Although, I think he is Sonic for the Colors cartoon shorts. So, I don't know. Maybe this is just different for the Sonic Prime show. I would like to think not, but I don't know. But that's good for Roger that they didn't just replace him, because it didn't seem like there was any real reason that they replaced him other than just to give a new, to continue the cycle of like, hey, we need a new Sonic voice actor now. So, I don't know. But good for him, and hopefully the people who like his performance are happy. We have some Pokemon news. The Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. Oops, I hit the wrong button. Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl will be coming out in November. This will be a big holiday title for people. The box arts are out. I couldn't find a good image of the box art to use, so I just used this again. But apparently there's a lot of detail in the box art cover for Dialga and Palkia. Apparently somebody said that Palkia looks furry. And furry dragons are out there, so it's not like it would be, impossible. I don't know how I feel about that, because I don't know. Big space dragon, I don't know. It is a water type, though. I guess that would make a little bit more sense, maybe. I don't know. But I guess we can look forward to that. I'm still looking forward to these games. I think that there's some valid criticism, though, to like the art style of the games being maybe not as great as it could be, especially when you look at like new Pokemon Snap and how it's that game looks very good. It is the best looking Pokemon game on the Switch at the moment, and maybe it's the best looking Pokemon game out there in terms of just pure visual quality. And Sword and Shield probably could have looked better. I get that that's not the point. The point is to have the battles and all that stuff. And I do think it's valid to criticize them a little bit for the art style, because I think that they could have tried a little harder there. That said, I think that Diamond and Pearl, from what I've seen, I think that the sort of meshing of the chibi art style with the classic, 3D look, I think it looks better. I think that there's more going on with what you're looking at than in Sword and Shield. I mean, I would like to, I'm not going to try to judge it too hard on that, but I think that just the models in the game look better. But anyway, like I said, I'm excited for these. I'm excited for pretty much any game where I can go around and collect Pokemon and battle with them and train them. So it really doesn't matter to me whether it looks like Sword and Shield or if it looks like Diamond and Pearl here. I'll be satisfied anyway. But the bigger thing I think people are much more looking into is Pokemon Legends Arceus, which will be coming January 2022. So 2 months after the Gen 4 remakes, you're going to get this brand new Pokemon story where we will get to play Pokemon in a completely different way. And it looks like an open world game where you could throw balls at the Pokeballs at the Pokemon and catch them like as they're just casually strolling through the wild. And there is a battle system in there. It looks like it could just be a tweaked version of the main series games, but just it looks a lot more personal. It looks a lot more realistic, for lack of a better word. So that could be very interesting, depending on exactly how this game's battle system works. So, and exactly the story being told. We know this is supposed to be a long time ago in Sinnoh's past, and that Arceus will be the focus. Now, will this game have any connectability to the Gen 4 remakes? I mean, if it's a game where you can catch Pokemon and battle them, I would imagine there would be some kind of connectability. So I guess we'll have to find out there. Again, we're getting closer to E3, and one of the companies I always look forward to seeing what they've got is Arcade 1-Up. And this came out from, I think his name is, his Twitter name is like Cool Toy 23, I think is what he goes by. As I'm sitting here hitting my mic. Yeah, Cool Toy underscore 23. He's done some. He's covered Arcade 1-Up in the past, and where did I lose my place? Okay, and he posted an image of this. Now I've zoomed in really, really close. You can't really tell exactly what it is, but this appears to be a Arcade 1-Up cabinet for The Simpsons, the old arcade beat 'em up game that was one of the more popular requests that people were wanting to see. Now, it's a low quality picture. Now there were some other ones that he posted talking about. I think it was like a new Pac-Man a new Pac-Man cabinet, and I can't remember what the other one was. But if this is real, then this, it's a very cool looking cabinet. There's not a big bright blue one, blue greenish looking one yet, so that would be really cool. Like if you're like me and you like the way that they're colored, the colors of the different cabinets, and the fact that they're now trying to make the cabinets look as close as possible to the original versions. So that's cool. Even the shape of the way that the screen kind of juts back and all. They all originally were using the same sort of default model, and then they slowly started to put more detail on the siding. Like originally it was mostly just get like the screen art and then the side panels, and that's about all you got to worry about. Now they're trying to actually make the cabinets into the shape that they were originally in, or the models for the cabinets themselves. So that's really cool to see. They're even doing faux coin slots on them now to make them look a little bit more authentic instead of just putting the names of the games up front. Not too terrible of a important thing there to have the fake coin slots, but it's an interesting little detail. So I guess we're gonna see what if that's true. I imagine they'll probably also have some surprises that they haven't confirmed yet at E3 or at the Summer Games Fest, which we'll get to in a little bit. But hey, like I said, I want to buy all of these machines and make my own personal arcade, and then show it off one day maybe to you guys. But at the moment, I only got one. I got the TMNT cabinet sitting over here on the side. I haven't played it in a bit, but it's a cool looking thing. If you've got the room to buy a bunch of these and you can afford it and it won't hurt you, if it's not going to hurt you financially and you love arcade stuff, I would say get you some of these. Get the ones you really like. And then if you're like me, you want to build your own arcade, which is always fun. Arcade 1-Up does share a lot of their people whenever people post pictures of or send them pictures of their arcade that they built using some of their machines. It's really cool. So there's some really cool looking home arcades. Very good. Very, very good. Summer Games Fest was just talking about that. A lot of stuff. Just it's going to be fun to see how this plays out alongside E3. So a lot of companies going to be there to provide game news for. So you see Epic there. You see 2K. You see WB there, Ubisoft. It's just going to be into EA, of course, but I don't think anybody really cares about EA. But, that'll be interesting. But the funny part about it is that apparently the booked entertainment that they've got will be Weezer. And I don't know where that came from, but immediately people started going like, didn't Metallica do this last year? And then they had to actually mute their own stream because Twitch was afraid that the record label was going to copyright flag the stream. So, why did you book another musical performer to show up? And unless you've managed to, I would like to hope that they won't have to do another show where a band is performing and the only people who can hear it are the people who are playing live. or people who are there live. Like, please don't do that again. But anyway, to go along with that, there will be an Xbox presentation on June 13th that both get the official Summer Game Fest and E3 accounts are boosting that this event will apparently be in some way tied to both events, so that'll be something to look forward to. Either way, hopefully we got some good stuff coming from Xbox and Microsoft, and so whoever else they're working with. It will be interesting. I don't really know what to say as far as expectations, other than Epic will probably announce something big. This will be just as the new season has started, so some big collab will probably happen, and they'll announce it there. Maybe not here specifically, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Probably, I know people are probably waiting for the new Halo, a new Halo update, I guess. So that could be something to look forward to. Smash Brothers director Sakurai did I guess it's one of his blogs where he was talking about development and everything, and he brought up retirement apparently, or potential retirement, where he's getting ready to wind down his career and retire, which is nice because he's been working on these games for a long time. But the interesting thing he said is that he says he feels like, he said once Smash Brothers has all of its characters revealed, then the game will be, finalized. That'll be it. And he says he expects that to happen soon. He also added to that, though, that there are two characters left, and that this will be the end. People were speculating there would be another Fighter's Pass after this one because the Switch is still going to have, a few more years of life. They're still looking to get a few more years of life out of it. So people were thinking, they could probably get another year or two of Smash DLC, if they really, really wanted to. But Sakurai is basically sticking to his guns here and saying, no, this is the end. These next two characters are the very last characters. So I think there could be a chance, though, that means that both characters will be revealed at E3. And then one will come out, maybe directly after E3. And then one comes out later this year for maybe Christmas or right before Christmas. And then that will be, or they announce it since it'll be in June, they announce it. Character comes in either August, maybe July, August. And then the last character comes in November or December. Maybe January, February, I don't know. But they could go ahead and reveal both of them. I don't know if they would want to do that since this is the very end. They may want to save that one last Smash announcement for later when they might need it away from E3, especially considering that for sure you're going to see something about Breath of the Wild 2. So it's not like they're going to be, trying to figure out how to close the show. An official title reveal for the Breath of the Wild sequel would probably be enough. I actually kind of expect them to open with that. I think they're going to open with the Breath of the Wild 2 thing, and then maybe they'll close with the Smash thing. So, I don't know. Just throwing that out there. But that's some news, and I guess that puts to rest that speculation. So, no more fighters after this. 2 more, and then that's it. Which, that's not like, I don't mean that to sound like, gosh, they can come up with another Fighters Pass. What's going on, man? No, it's a huge roster, and it's an iconic roster. It's going to be very, very, very hard, if not impossible, to put together a roster more impressive than Smash Ultimates. And I think I agree with other people that if this is Sakurai's final game, maybe the best version, the best decision going forward would be to take this version of Smash and then just keep adding characters as they port it to new seasons or to new consoles. That way, if you can relicense a character and keep their likeness in this game, I say go for it. But who knows? They once Sakurai steps down, they may want to take the series in a different direction. I don't know how you do that, considering going bigger and better every time is just what the series is known for. And if you think Sakurai, is going to be the end of the series, and if he leaves, then you just keep this version and just keep it going and try to support it over the years. Add a new character every now and then out of the blue. He may be gone, but that doesn't mean that you have to stop developing the game. But anyway, that's just something to talk about. Now to talk about something that's a little bit old now that I haven't had a chance to talk about it, but we're going to take a side quest here and talk about Dragon Ball Super Chapter 72. That came out, and what happens is Vegeta and Goku land with the heaters, or the half the heaters, and one of the things I really appreciate about this arc or this chapter is that Vegeta right away has seemingly gone like, something's not right here. Something is just not adding up. Because as he and Goku's flying to find this evil, bad granola that we've been hearing about, or that the way he's been being presented to them, Goku's like, hey, you think look at those ruins over there. Those look kind of messed up. You think that evil granola guy did it? And Vegeta's already super skeptical. He's going like, no, I don't think so, because if you look at it, the ruins look very, very old, but these cities over here look very, very new. We were told that, Vegeta's like, hey, we were told that this planet is under constant attack from this, rampaging tyrant, but the ruined city looks very, very, very old, and the new cities look untouched. So he's like, something's not something's not right here. So that's good to see Vegeta being very, very smart. But then immediately Granola starts trying to snipe them. He actually managed to hit Goku, even though Goku was trying to use Ultra Instinct. Now, he's trying to use Ultra Instinct, the technique, not the form. And I hate that they called it both. But both are called that same name, because I think it gets confusing for people. So Granola actually does manage to snipe Goku, and it's enough that it takes Goku out of Super Saiyan form, and it pretty much downs him immediately. And Vegeta has to give him one of only the only two Sensu beans they have. And Vegeta's like, wow, like, I've had the Sensu Goku here, or Kakarot, whatever, to get him back on his feet, and that's not good, because this is only our second time fighting, or this is only our crap, I lost my train of thought. But anyway, apparently Granola's eye, he starts fighting Goku. We find out that Goku's Ultra Instinct appears to become stronger or more precise as he powers up. So, that's interesting. I like how they're trying to integrate Frieza and all this stuff. Granola, of course, talks about how, oh, you Saiyans, you ruined my people, and and I'm gonna go for Frieza too. And Goku's kind of like sitting there talking to him like, Frieza, what are you talking about? Like, that's interesting. Trying to think what else happened in this chapter. I think that's about it. But anyway, I've talked a lot about stuff. It didn't harp on a lot about it, but I am getting excited for E3. The next show I do will probably be a E3 or an E3 wish list of sorts of things that I'm hoping to hear about or hear from or see announced or whatever from E3. So look forward to that. Probably going to come out next week before the Fortnite season stuff starts kicking in. I'm just really looking forward to the next 2 weeks or so. E3 is always a big time, and I will tell you why I'm more excited about it later, even though I don't really own anything to be hiding from anybody. But anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. We will be back for more gaming goodness another day. Hopefully with some cooler announcements. And like I said, E3, big fun to be had. And I'm just I'm just super excited about it. So like and subscribe, share with all your friends. Please go watch all my other stuff, and we will see you next time. Later.